same incident. We're shifting focus right now to a different story altogether. This one coming in to us from Geneva. Comments made by an Indian diplomat are our next focus. This is Pawan Badhe. He made these comments regarding Pakistan's human rights record. He said that they have deteriorated drastically. He's also said that India recommends that Pakistan end the systematic persecution of minorities, the misuse of blasphemy laws and forced conversion of minority community girls. This was part of a larger set of comments that Badhe had made. We'll play out for you what he had to say, then we'll connect with a reporter for more.
Since the last review, Pakistan's human rights record has deteriorated drastically. Minorities in Pakistan, including Muslim minorities like Shias, Hazaras and Ahmadiyya, have been subjected to sectarian violence and systemic persecution. People in regions such as Balochistan, Sindh and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa have continued to suffer political repression, persecution and denial of their rights. Extrajudicial abductions, enforced disappearances, arbitrary detentions and tortures have been used by Pakistan as tools of state policy to target human rights defenders, political activists and journalists. India recommends Pakistan to 1. End systemic persecution of minorities, misuse of blasphemy laws and forced convergence of minority community girls. 2. Stop targeting political dissidents and legitimate political activities in Sindh, Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And 3. Take credible, verifiable, irreversible and sustained action against terrorism emanating from territories under its control.
All right, so those comments were made, as we just told you, in Geneva. India took this jibe of sorts, or made this comment yesterday. Their large comment, the big takeaway here is that India said that Pakistan's any comment on a human rights record within the country would be incorrect because their conditions had deteriorated drastically. India also added that, as we've just told you, that minorities are being subjected to persecution over there. Now, we'll have a reporter join us in just a few minutes to share with us why these statements are noteworthy. My colleague Abhishek is with us. Abhishek, just fit these comments that have just been made by Badhe into context, please. A, where were these comments being made? We know the location was Geneva, but at which meeting were these comments being made? That's question one. And question two, could you bring us more context? Why are these comments so important?
So these comments were made by India, and other countries also made their review during the Pakistan's human rights record that was being reviewed at United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva, and in that meeting these comments were made. And India has clearly outlined how Pakistan has been behind all these persecution and atrocities of minority communities in its own country. Ahmadiyya, Shias, Sikhs, Christians, and many other minority groups have been regularly discriminated in Pakistan society. There is a law of blasphemy that has been used against these individuals from minority communities, and also Pakistan has been on brazen violation of human rights when it comes to journalists or activists who have been criticizing the state-sponsored activity against human rights activists across the country. And this was highlighted by India's diplomat Pawan Badhe at Geneva's Human Rights Council.
Okay, all right, Abhishek, thank you for bringing us those details. It's time right now for a very short break. On the other side, we return right here on the Morning News with one of the country's top stories.